Hello, my name is Govin.
Hello, my name is Malo.
Yeah, Malo. So this is my actually, guys. This is my first podcast. So if there's some like, I'm nervous, so that's not a problem. But this is my first podcast. I would like to tell you, and our first guest is Malo, which he has already told me his name, and he's from France. He'll give you his introduction.
Okay, so hello guys. So as he said, I'm from France. I arrived in India like 2 weeks ago, and so right now I'm in Moustache Hostel in Udaipur for the podcast.
Okay. So Malo, I would like to ask you which places have you visited as of now, and how was your experience over here in India? Like, how are you feeling? Just give me some outputs.
So right now I've been to many different cities from the east parts. So
Okay.
I went to Udaipur. That's the last one. But first one I went to Varanasi. Then I went to Khajuraho,
Okay.
to Agra, to Jaipur, and then to Ajmer and Pushkar. So my experience, I guess it's a pretty great experience actually. Yeah, I've loved every cities that I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my favorite one right now maybe Varanasi that I really loved and
What did you like about Varanasi? Is like you just mentioned Varanasi.
Yeah,
That's the reason. Just
of
tell me
course.
what did you like about Varanasi?
I guess the best parts of Varanasi are like the ceremonies.
Because being in India, even I haven't visited Varanasi.
Really,
so,
you've
yeah,
never
that's the
been
reason.
to Varanasi?
I haven't been.
I mean,
I want to.
it's worth it, like for real. Like for example, the Aarti ceremony, like next to the Gange, I really loved it, and they have like so many, like little streets.
Okay.
It's called like like near the Ghat. You know the Ghat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like there are like so many shops, so many people, and I
Okay.
just loved like the atmosphere here. You know.
Okay, in Varanasi, the
That was really
atmosphere.
great.
Okay, so and compared to like, I just had this question in my mind. Compared to France, what do you think? Like, I just need a comparison about France and India. What do you feel like? What are the differences? And what, like, just give me a quick idea because
Yeah.
I don't know about France. You can let me know.
Honestly, to be honest, like it has absolutely nothing to do with France. Like it's just so different. For example, there are like way more people here, and like more sounds,
It's crowded.
more smells, more people. Like it's just so different. And at first, I've talked with many other tourists here,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone is just like shocked at first. When you arrive in Delhi,
Okay.
most of the time,
Yes.
it's just like really different than France, and so then you get used to, like, you learn to talk with people, you learn about the circulation, the cars and everything, but at first it's like really different, and then you start just feel more comfortable about it. Yeah.
Okay. And also, your English is really good. I don't know how,
Thank you.
but it's really good. So, how like you speak both languages? Like you had it in school. How it was like?
I mean, to be honest, most of French people are like really bad in English.
Yes,
and
yes, that.
I feel like I'm bad as well, but
No,
I
it's
guess-
good. It's good.
I guess maybe it's a little better than most
Yes.
French people, but it's because, like, when we learn French, English in a French school,
Mm-hmm.
usually we are like pretty bad teachers. But I've been to the United States for a year, like it's been
That's good.
maybe 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've learned English there. But before that, I was just like the a really bad English speaker, to be honest.
Okay, so from the United States, you got a little better
Yeah.
at English.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And you spoke about the schooling in France.
Yeah.
In India, it's like we follow the system which is there in the UK. When do you know, like, we were ruled by Britishers.
About British.
Yeah, like people from England,
Right,
from,
yeah.
United Kingdom. So before 1947, when our country was not free, we were ruled by them. So what of our education system is very influenced by the West,
Right.
by the United Kingdom. So our English and our schooling and everything is like from the West only.
Mm.
If you just see, not in government school, but if like many of the schools, it's the UK thing only. When they came over here, they like expanded in the education system and everything.
Right.
So that way it happened that time, and we are still following the same. And the English which we also have, it's of United Kingdom only. If you could let me know about the schooling process, like how is the schooling in France?
Yeah, because to be honest, I wouldn't be able to make any comparison because I don't really know like the
No, you
English
can
system.
make the comparison. Just
Right.
tell me how from the start,
Yeah,
how's
yeah.
the schooling?
So in France, basically, the cool part about school in France is that it's absolutely free. So you don't have to pay anything to do like all your school. So this is like a great part of it.
So it's by the government
Yeah, it's paid by the government. So like
for like
the entire like most of the like for the university and then until you work, like most of studies in France are free.
it's for everyone over there in France, or
Everyone, yeah.
for each citizen who's in France, they get free
Yeah.
education from the government.
Yeah.
That's really great, man.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
We have some difficulties as well because you know for example the university where I am going
Okay.
currently.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it's not as good as for example England or United States because since we don't pay anything, you know, like the university is maybe a little bit less good, you know, because we have less money to pay for it. So you know, but still, I guess it's a good point because we are all able to get a diploma, you know, even if we are
I
not like
understand.
rich or anything, we can
Correct.
pay for it because it's free. So
Okay, nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. So like, what education have you done?
currently, I'm studying geography. So it's,
Geography.
I've been 3 years in university, and my studies are like in 5 years. So
5 years,
I have
okay.
2 years left. Yeah.
Okay, so it's in total, it's 7 years.
In total, I mean, no, you can finish it in
From
5
the
years.
start, like first, I'll tell in India. First, we have primary,
Oh,
which
yeah.
which is 3 junior.
Right.
First, we start from primary, junior, senior, and then we have from first to 10th schools are there, and then 11 to 12, 11, 12th. In some states there is school, and some states there is college,
same
where we have to select science, commerce, or arts in 11, 12, and then we have degree. How
Yeah.
like you can tell your hierarchy how it is from the start.
So from the start, basically we have primary as well, which ends around 11. Then we
Okay.
have something called college
Primary ends around 11th.
at 11, yeah.
11th, like 11 years.
11 years, yeah.
Okay, that's
So, yeah.
that's called primary till 11
That's
years.
called primary. And then we have a college that ends around 14 years old. So it's called college, but it's not like the college in the US or in England or in
Okay.
India. Then we have something called lycée, which is
Lycée.
similar to high school. It's like high school.
Okay.
And we finished it around 17 years old. 17 to 18.
Okay,
Yeah.
around 18 you finished your lycée.
Right.
And then after that,
And then you start the university where you
That's-
have to...
that's called like a degree.
Right.
degree
It's,
program.
yeah, it's like a
So
degree.
it's after 18 years you start your university.
Right, and so it's you know that's where you have to you know find a specialty. So for me it was geography that I started around 18 years old, and so then you have you can finish it in 3 years, but
Mhm.
it's not a good diploma to be honest. Like you don't find many jobs with 3 years education. Then you can continue with 2 more years, which give you like the most popular diploma,
Understood.
which is like most of people get these diplomas, and then you can continue with 2 more years again, which give you like something called a doctorate, and it's
Okay.
like the biggest diploma that you can get. It's like 7 years, and with that diplomas you can get like almost everything to be honest, but it's pretty hard to get.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. So like currently, which university you are in? Like in France, which university are you in, and what like you have completed your graduation?
Yeah. So
how
I'm
is it?
completing my 3 years diplomas, which is not the biggest diplomas, as I told you. And right now, I've been selected to start my 2 more years diplomas, which is
Okay.
called a master degree,
Masters.
right? And
Okay.
so at the end of this one, I don't know yet what I'm going to do. Maybe I will stop there, or maybe I will try to continue with a doctorate, which
Okay.
is 2 more years again.
It's like PhD.
Yeah, it's
post.
exactly like PhD, but in French it's called doctorate. But it's
Doctorate.
exactly like this. Yeah.
So, but you'll get the doctor tag, correct? After you complete it, like you'll be Doctor Mano.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you'll get the doctor tag. So after that, haven't planned yet what I'll do, like in the.
Yeah, because so I have some plans about what I'm going to do in the future. I was maybe expecting becoming a teacher.
Okay, becoming a teacher.
Yeah, but it requires like 5 years only.
Mhm.
So maybe I will stop after 5 years and become a teacher, or maybe I will try to continue in 2 more years and just get a specialization about something specific in geography, which is the PhD. You know.
And also in recently in the news,
Right.
the news I heard something about France, like houses were burnt. There was some guy was killed, but I don't know. The police had come. I
Oh,
don't
you mean the
remember.
protests?
Yeah, the protest.
Yeah,
Could you
right.
just give me some brief idea, like what had happened, because you were there,
Yeah.
so you know it properly. It was in
Sure.
your city, like which city, or do you belong in France?
So actually, like the main parts of those protests were in Paris, but in many other cities in France there were some protests as well, and they were actually in my city, which is Nantes. It's the
Nantes.
yeah, in the west part of France, like in Brittany.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the beginning, it's because someone called Nael, which was a young 17 years old
Yes,
guy.
yes, I heard about that. Yes.
So he was driving his car, but
Okay.
it was like he didn't have any license because he was too young for a license for car. But
Yeah.
he was still
So
driving.
what's the legal age? It's 18.
Yeah,
Or-
it's 18. So
Okay.
it was illegal,
Okay.
and so like the policeman just stopped him because they saw that he didn't have his license, like the. So because it was illegal, you know, he tried to run away because he didn't want to get stopped by the police, you know. And so when they saw him like run away, they shot him and they killed him actually.
They killed that.
Yeah, he died there. And so like many people from especially the poor parts of France just starting to say that it was a racism because he had like some origins, you know. And so they start saying
Origins as in?
I think he was from some part of Arabic countries. I don't remember which one, but so he was
As a Muslim?
Yeah, he was a Muslim. Yeah.
Okay. So
So-
that is some racism which is happening because
Yeah.
Muslims are all over the world. It's
Yeah. So many
Treated
people
that
said like that.
Like
Most
a-
of the time when people were killed by policemen, it was always like Muslim or black people. So they start complaining about it, and so it started to grow and to grow. And so people went outside in the street to protest, and then it just became like this really huge protest, and people just started to break into shops, into bank, into like big shops, in big supermarket and everything. And so it divided people because some people were like saying that it was a good thing, like you have to protest to say that you are against like this kind of murder actually. And some people were like, that's too much, like you don't have to break any shops to protest and you don't have to do that. So that's the thing.
whole story which happened over
Yeah.
there. So you were there only that time which you happened. You were in France or you were in some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
country?
I was in France, and actually, like most of the time, these protests were like during the night, and so actually, I've seen some of those, but I didn't participate in those one because it was really like this specific fight that was made by a particular type of people, you know, and so I was not really like welcomed here, you know. Most of people were not welcome. Like it was not our fight. So some people could say like, "Oh, I am
But
with you."
because of this, other people had to, like, there were protests. They were burning all the houses and everything. This was also happening.
Yeah, but actually, so I think the newspaper and the medias just changed the little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Because the title was "France is burning."
Right.
This
But-
was a
but in
headline which I
reality,
see.
like they didn't burn any houses. They eventually they burned some cars, maybe supermarkets, maybe some shops as well, but never houses, never house of people. Like they never
But
did that.
like supermarkets, and also they are like there are people in supermarkets as well.
Yeah. No, but since it was during the night, nobody were in it. Like
Okay.
to be honest, like nobody died because of this protest, but some people got killed by police after that to stop the big protest.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of difficult because, you know, it happened because right now in France, since like maybe 5 to 6 years, there is like this big like tension, you know. Everyone are just so tense, you know.
Or like, why
Yeah.
is that?
I mean, because of economical situation, because of political situation.
Or could you just give me some brief idea about that? Like
yeah.
what's happening?
So right now, people get power and power in France. You know, because of the politics,
Because of the
like
power.
liberal politics, they are cutting any social politics. You know, they are just destructing everything, and so people just get mad at it. of course, because they are losing money, they are losing their rights actually. And so every time that a little bit, like a little something happen in France, it can just explode because everyone is just like tense, you know. And so like in the last like 5 to 6 years, there have been like so many gigantic protests in France for different
Okay.
reasons.
For many, like it's happening from
Yeah.
around 7 years. This
Yeah, around from 7 years ago.
So
yeah.
because of that, the economy
Right.
is also facing problems, and you're like the people are getting.
Yeah. And so for example,
It's affecting the people basically. The
Yeah.
local people are being affected. Like
Yeah.
the citizens of France are being affected because of this.
and so even if they are not doing anything currently, like if a little thing, something happen, they will be like angry like right after, like directly, you know. So for example, 3 years ago, we have got this huge movement called the Yellow Jacket because everyone were
The yellow jacket.
yeah, they all
What's
had
the
like
movement about? Like
it was about social rights because like for example like the gas, the price of the gas were just like increasing and increasing, and so people just got mad about it because they couldn't pay anymore for their car and everything. So it started a huge movement, and then after like few months it started to decrease and to stop, like people got calmer, but then something else happened, and so people just got out in the street again and again, and it's just, you know, it's repeating again and again.
so it's just happening. Like it's
Yeah.
continuously it's going on. Some of
Always.
some of the other protests are coming in, and
Right.
something or other is happening, and it's basically affecting. Like it's not affecting the government. The government is getting affected by this. Like
Yeah.
what are the government doing on this like situations?
Okay, so honestly, that's one of the problem about it, is that the government doesn't care at all, and so like, do you know, like in a recent asking interview, they've said like the medias, they have said that 70% of the population wanted the president to quit, like because he doesn't do
The
anything.
president of France.
Yeah, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, because basically, so you know, he's scared because like many times he was scared about his protection, you know, because like people were saying we are going to find you and we are going to take you like down by ourselves, and so he was scared. Like he put the army in Paris 3 years ago.
Okay.
So, but basically he doesn't care about people. Like he doesn't do anything to change it. So that's kind of the problem. Like
That's
everyone
the
has-
reason. I think that's the reason only the protests are happening. The
Yeah.
main reason is because government is not
Yeah.
doing. So people are getting.
That's why.
People are going and they are doing. We should do something.
Yeah.
So the government reacts, but they aren't like
Yeah.
as you said, they aren't
So-
focusing on that one.
And actually, that's funny because I've read different stuff about international medias, you know, and those medias were saying about how well Macron, the French president, how he was like so good, a young man, really smart and everything. And that's funny because when you watch like Macron in France, like people just hate him, and in the international medias, they are presenting him like if it was a great president. So that's like
Okay, there's
so
some
different.
media thing
Yeah,
going on there. Like
that's so weird.
Here in France, there's something else going on, and the international they are telling something else.
Yeah,
International
that's just so
media.
different. Yeah.
So that you think that's a difference, like what's happening, and the people outside France don't know about the situation,
Right.
what's going on actually in France.
Yeah.
As you're already there,
Exactly.
you know very clearly what's happening.
Yeah, I
So
know.
you think what do you think about that? It's completely wrong. Or what changes they can do, or what the people can do, so there's a change in the.
To be honest,
Country.
I have been part of Yellow Jacket like 3 years ago. I
Okay.
was in it.
That's
so-
nice. That's nice. So you're part of
so
the
I,
movement.
yeah, I know most of what happened there. And so basically, I want to say that our French president, he cannot do anything anymore because like his politics is like way too different than what people want. So actually, like he cannot change anything. Like the only solution for him is to quit. To be honest, because like he's like something called ultra liberal.
Okay.
Like he's really liberal. Like he wants to make everything private, you know, and people wants everything to be public, you know. So that's just like it doesn't match. It's impossible to match. So
Okay.
the only
Got it.
solution for him is to quit. To be honest, like it's,
That's pretty much like, Malo, if I say that's pretty much not only in France, even in our country, the government, like there's a lot of issues which are going on even here it happens, not but even protests are there.
Really?
Yeah,
In
even
India
here
as
it
well?
happens. In India also it happens. Protests are there,
Right.
and because this protest thing, I guess like when people protest because something is wrong in the country, so
I
people
guess so.
protest basically. So when here lot of things are happened because of mainly because of religion and everything. Lot of protests have happened in India also prior, if you see on the media and everything. In India also it is there. So I would really relate with you regarding this, because even I have seen these things happening in India, and government doesn't react on that, and government doesn't help the people. That should be there, because at the end, if there's any war also, as you saw, like there was a war in Ukraine,
Yeah, of course.
you know. So mainly not the government but the people face the problems. At the end, the people have to face the citizens of the country have to face all of the problems,
Right.
and the big people like the government and everything,
Don't really.
they don't really.
I guess so. Yeah.
This is all about politics. I would like to ask, like, how did you plan a trip for India? Like, how did you got to know about India, and like, how was the planning done? Or you just had a thought like, I had to want to go to India?
Oh, actually, yeah. To be honest, I didn't really think about anything. Like, I've already went to India. Like, I've been maybe
Okay.
6 years ago, something like
Before
that.
you have been in India.
Yeah, in South India actually. But I was like something like 12 to 13 years old. So it was a long time ago. I was
Okay.
with my parents, and so I was watching to go to Asia. I didn't know which country exactly, but I wanted to go to Asia, and so I've just started to watch about the ticket prices, about plane tickets.
So the research work.
Yeah, and so I've got like this list about different countries that was not too expensive to go.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like
Okay, so
India,
basically-
Indonesia,
Okay.
and Nepal.
You searched for the countries which the low expense you can travel a lot.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had to choose between like the different countries that I had in my list, and I've chosen North India because I loved South India, and I wanted to try because everyone just told me that it was so different between like the South and the North. So I wanted to make my own experience about it.
I think what I had in my mind, you already said it, because I was just thinking, like, you visited both South and North.
Yeah.
So, what's
Yeah.
the difference? What is North all about, and what is South? As you come from a different country.
Right.
In France, I guess the whole country, is there any South North or something like that in France?
So
Like people are different, or all over the country the people are
Right.
the same that way.
So to answer your first question, to be honest, I feel like North India is more different than France than now South India is. Like I felt less loose and lost in South India. Like I felt like it was more similar to France,
Mm-hmm.
and North India is like the opposite of France. So it's pretty much different. I felt, and so about France. It's not like this because we have like a smaller country, so I feel like the cultural differences are not as much as in India, but we do have like different languages in France. Like we have the French, of course, but then from region to region, they have different languages. For example, I'm from Brittany, and we have a language called Breton, the Breton. Yeah, which
Besides
is like
French.
yeah, and it's like absolutely different than French. It's like there's
Completely different, like
completely.
everything.
It's just a new language, but actually
Bohotu, the name is Bohotu.
Boto,
Botu.
Breton, yeah, Breton, yeah,
Bohutum.
Breton.
Okay.
But actually, like since like maybe 60 years, people are less and less talking Breton because the French government.
So the Botu is a very old language.
It's like more ancient than French, actually, to be honest.
In France,
Yeah.
Botung is more ancient than
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
Because French is known for France.
Because Breton existed before France existed, actually.
That's so, yeah.
Yeah, because like the region
You
where I
carry
come
on.
from, Brittany, it was a country before, and then like France
Brittany.
just got it, and
Brittany was a country before, and the language was Botung. And France
yeah, and
captured.
France like captured it, and just like England made with India, for example, it was kind of similar, So it was
So
a country.
Botung didn't try to get freedom?
It tried actually, yeah, for many years, but it was like a long time ago. And now, like, some people are still like independentists. Like, some people still want to get off of France, but they're like really small part of Britain who want that, because actually, like, the French politics just tried to destroy everything about Brittany. Like, they forbid the Britain language in school, so the children couldn't speak Britain, and so, like, little and little they just start to forget about Britain, you
So
know.
it's completely gone now?
Right. I mean, not completely, like,
Some people are.
but yeah, there is like way less people who speak Britain right now. For example, my grandfather, he spoke Britain, like he spoke all the time Britain.
Okay, so your grandfather was from...
Britain, yeah. Yeah,
oh,
he
that's
was
great,
from
that's
Britain.
great, that's great.
My father, he speak a little bit Britain, but not so much. And me, I speak even like a little
But
bit
yeah,
less.
somewhat
Britain.
you have an idea.
Yeah, because we are losing and losing. But I like since last year, I've started to take some Britain classes, you know. So I'm trying to learn it again because I want to grow this language again, you know.
That's good to know, buddy, that
Yeah.
you want to just... the authenticity which is there
Yeah.
of your country, you want to keep it and you don't want to diminish it. Like even I feel the same for... I'm from Rajasthan itself. So even we have Mewadi over here.
Yeah, you have your own language.
And
yeah.
I do some of the rap music, so I use some Mewadi phrases over there. So
That's
our
great.
authenticity shouldn't go, because we shouldn't forget where we belong from.
Right. Yeah, that's
And
great.
that's
I think-
really great to know. Even
Yeah.
you think the same.
But actually, I guess it will be more difficult for us because you succeeded to keep your
Yes,
language,
yes,
you
it's
know?
there. Yeah, it's there.
And we have to grow it again because we lost it. So it's
Yeah.
really difficult to do. To be
Because
honest.
even many in Rajasthan also, if you see the history, many of the other rulers came, but we had Maharana Pratap.
that's
Maharana
great.
Pratap, if you have, there's all over Udaipur, if you
Right.
see, there are many statues of him. There is his Chetak circle. The Chetak is his horse's name.
Okay.
Chetak
What's
circle.
the name again?
Chetak.
Shetak. Okay.
Yeah. Chetak is his horse's name. So they have kept the name Chetak circle.
That's
It's in
nice.
Udaipur.
That's great.
Yeah. So there are a lot of Maharana Pratap
Right.
has done a lot of things for our state, and like he has done a lot of things in the past also, in the history also. If you see of Rajasthan, he has done very much, which I can't explain by words, but everyone, if you ask anyone over here about Maharana Pratap, they'll give you a lot of inputs about that. Even you can search it anywhere on the internet, definitely.
It is
So
great.
that's the way, like, our authenticity is yet there,
Right.
because the prior like our ancestors, they have kept it, like they haven't
Yeah.
we haven't lost the culture yet. Yes, we are little bit, we have moved to the west,
Yeah.
because the west had come over here, they
Right.
did the ruling stuff, and we little bit we moved toward the west. But yet, if you see in Rajasthan, especially in Rajasthan, the authenticity, it's yet there. The culture, the culture which we have, it's still growing. Like they
It's a
don't
strong
diminish.
culture.
It's very strong culture. If you
That's
see the
great,
people,
yeah.
the dressing, even or like the people, the way they dress. And also about the dresses, we have come to this topic, like how the people in France, like what is your authenticity, like how do people dress traditionally over there?
Right. So, like for the languages and everything, we had like our own way to dress, like in every part of France, like different ways. But like right now, because of the mondialization, globalization, because of it, we're starting to dress like most of international people, like Americans, like everyone, But we still get our own style from different regions. Like for example, in my region, we have like this, like for the woman, this really particular ways of dressing, but there are like really few people who still dress like this right now.
But you all have a traditional.
But we have traditional stuff, yeah. And so it is like this big hat for like the woman, like that goes like really high.
Okay, hat on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
And it's called like
It's called?
yeah, it has a name, which is like wait, let me think about it.
No
I've lost
problem.
it.
No problem, no problem. If
Whatever,
you don't
yeah.
remember, that's
It's
not a
not,
problem. But yeah, I understood.
not-
It's like
yeah.
a big hat.
Yeah, it's like a big,
has
big
any-
white hat,
Okay.
and it is
Big
from,
white hat.
Right.
Okay.
And it has like different dresses for men as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is like a really important part of our culture. So it is really important for us to keep it, you know. And we also have, you know, our own kind of music as well in France. Like each part have like really like traditional music, you know. I do play actually my traditional music from my region.
Okay, that's good.
So
to
I
know.
play accordion. You know accordion, right?
Accordion. As in?
Accordion, yeah. It's like a
Yeah, accordion. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
I know that accordion.
And so with that instrument, I do play like classical music.
Of France.
Oh no, of Brittany, which is pretty different. Like
Okay,
very
okay.
specific from
As
my
you said.
region, right?
Very specific only for your region.
Yeah.
In France, they do not.
They don't play this music. We are the only one who play this music.
I'll definitely.
Yeah,
I'll
that's-
definitely want to see the music which you have
I
played.
will-
If you
I
have the
will
videos, if
definitely
you could
show
share
some
it to
of
me.
it. Yeah, for sure. And do you know what is the Celtic, like Celtic culture, like Irish people, you know?
Okay, Irish people.
You know
Celtic
yeah,
culture. No, I don't know.
Yeah, like Celtic culture is from like the island of Ireland, you know, Ireland, Scotland, and this kind of things. Britain, we are from the same culture than them because our ancestors they come from Ireland and Scotland, and they came to this part of France. So actually, our culture is like really different than the rest part of France. You know,
Mhm.
we have like our culture is more similar to Irish people than to French people.
Okay.
So that's a particularity.
This is because the origin is from.
Yeah, because our origins is from those
That's-
countries. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Understood.
that's yeah.
Understood. Yeah, and also you were telling me the difference of north south in India. So,
Yeah.
could just like brief me something, like elaborate something about that. But more like, what do you feel? I'll just give my opinions also, but you can
About
first
our
give it.
India.
Yeah,
you mean?
about North India
Yeah.
and specifically South India. What is the difference you felt?
Okay. I guess like if I take like point by point, okay.
Mm-hmm.
For example, for the food, I feel like the food here is more spicy than in the south, for example,
Okay.
and it's pretty different as well. Because like for example, the specialty here, I guess is like the thali maybe. You know, thali is one of
thali,
the
yeah.
specialties. Yeah.
Thalis, yeah, in North.
And I felt like the biggest specialty in South India was like the masala dosa, you know?
Correct. Yeah, dosas and idlis are very
Yeah.
popular.
I loved it a lot. And for I don't
Even
know,
I,
like,
especially for personally, even I love South Indian food a lot.
I
more
love
than
both.
North
I
Indian.
love both. to be
I love
honest.
both, but yeah, South Indian, like that's my
Yeah.
favorite.
I feel like if you have to stay for many months in India for European people, it will be easier in South India
Just because of the spices.
because of the spices, but also because of like the life in the big cities. Like it's, as I said before, it's more similar to Europe. Like it's calmer. Like people are like there are less car in the street. There are less sound, less smell. I don't know why.
In South.
Yeah, the south I feel is like easier, but the north is like more intense, you know, but in a good way. It's like really intense. Like everything you live here is just great, you know, like you.
Energy.
Yeah, like just
It's very energetic.
huge energy, and I love that. But it's so different, so different to be honest.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, that are the basic pointers which you gave. That is really great, and that's very true. Which you said about the food and everything. The energies, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
They are little bit on the calmer side in South.
Mm.
Little bit on the calmer side. North, it's very energy. The scene is very energetic and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and also about the music, we had a talk about the music. So there's like in India, when I being a rapper, I just want to,
Yeah.
because I have not made yet, but I've started some of the. I am going to upload a song. Guys, please check my song. There's a new song coming soon. That's my first track. So kindly, guys, I'll put the link in this for that track also. My new track is going to come. Kindly watch. It's going to be great. I can't reveal it. It's under process. It's cooking. So kindly subscribe to my YouTube, my music channel as well. It's going to come soon. So coming to hip hop. Hip hop is currently very growing in India. So in France, if you could let me know the hip hop scene, what's going on in France.
Oh, actually, this is like I guess the main part of French music right now
Mm-hmm.
is about hip hop and rap. Like that's like the biggest music in France right now.
Besides the other music which is there in France.
Yeah, I guess like the traditional music right now are like
traditional and other genres also, like romantic and everything. It's more hip hop is the biggest.
Yeah, right now it's definitely like the biggest things is hip hop and rap. Yeah, for sure. Like the music that makes the more views and everything on YouTube and everything, it's rap. Rap, definitely.
It's rap music.
Yeah.
And like, who are the top artists over there?
So actually, there is this big war between two cities. There are like the artists from Paris and the artists from the city in the south called Marseille, and they are like in this war because it is pretty like different kind of rap, you know, and they are like really successful, like both of them, and so they are just making
in
like,
two different cities.
Yeah, and so they are competing about like which rap is the best one, you know.
Okay, that's
So-
very. If you know about hip hop, it's very old tradition. This
Yeah.
thing, everyone, because if there's competition, you'll get better.
Yeah,
That's what I
guess.
feel. If there's competition, if there's some artist who's making music and you want to make it better than him, of course your music will also grow with
Right,
him.
yeah.
And again, that guy will also try to make better. So this is going on in hip hop like from many years, and there's also called diss. Beef culture is there,
Right.
because when like if some artists are there who diss. Do you know about diss culture in hip hop?
Which one?
There's diss.
Diss.
There's something called diss, where one in a track,
Yeah.
that guy disses the other guy. He says something like something bad about him. This-
Oh yeah. I know that.
so
Like
that happens over there, and like in
Yeah.
between
There is a lot of that. Yeah. Yeah. And so basically, yeah, we have a special thing, which is called the rap contenders.
Oh, there's a show.
Like where there is just two rappers, like one in front of the other, and it looks like a MMA
Rap
fight,
battle.
you know, just like just like a
Rap
fight,
battle,
but
yeah.
it's through rap
That's
battle,
there in
yeah.
India, yeah. Rap
And
battle.
it's just like
So that's
really
going
famous.
on in France?
It is going on, yeah. It is really famous.
On the TV or on YouTube, or this, like how it's going on?
I don't think it's on TV actually. Yeah, most of it is on YouTube, I guess. So yeah, you can just find it. You just have to put like rap contenders, and then you will get like everything on France.
So as you said, in France it's already grown, it's the best. But in
Yeah.
India, as of now, it's on the growing state. Like yeah, I would say it's yet growing, because other music like romantic and everything that is on the top charts. People really connect to the romantic pop and everything.
Right,
These
yeah.
genres are there. So people mostly connect to that one. So hip hop is yet growing in India, but hip hop has a lot of future in India as well. If
I
I
guess,
talk
yeah.
about India and France, as you said, it's already on. And what other music is there in France besides hip hop? Like what is other music which is trending?
Actually, like that's funny because so the biggest like kind of music is the rap music, but the biggest artist right now, she's called Indila, and that's funny because she made like only
India.
one CD. She made one CD like 8 years ago, but right now she's like on every TikTok song in the entire world, and I'm sure you know it. If you listen to it, you will know.
Indira. Yeah, I've heard the name. I've heard the name somewhere.
She
Indira.
made something called Tourner dans le vide, and it is like a huge song that made like 2 billion views.
Oh, could you hum it? Just like you know the little.
Yeah, it's
bit-
like Tourner dans le vide, vide, tourner dans le vide, vide, na 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 na.
Okay,
It's
that-
like
I haven't heard,
everywhere.
but I'll definitely. What's the track name?
Tourner dans le vide. I mean,
Two.
yeah, it's meant turning around. You know?
Turning around. Okay.
Yeah.
Turning around is the track
And
name,
like-
and the artist is Indra.
Yeah, 2 billion views.
Okay,
on this
that's
one.
great.
So that's
2
just
billion.
crazy, yeah. But she's not like in France. She just made like one CD 7 years ago, and nobody knows what she became. Like, and that's just.
And after
crazy.
that, she hasn't uploaded anything.
Nothing. But still, she's like getting like so many views every month.
She must be doing shows.
No, not even.
Nothing.
Not
Just
even.
one song, and
Yeah, just because it's a trending song on TikTok.
but it was 8 years ago, and now it's trending in TikTok. Because 8 years ago we didn't have TikTok.
We do have. Yeah, you have TikTok.
8 years no, because 8 years ago from today we didn't have TikTok.
Oh yeah, but now you have TikTok, right?
Yeah, we have.
but
But
this-
no,
this
it's
is-
banned. It's banned.
Oh, it's banned.
It's
TikTok
banned,
here.
yeah. After
Really?
COVID, I guess it was banned. TikTok
Okay.
is no more in India.
Ah, I didn't know that.
We have Instagram Reels as of now, but we had TikTok. TikTok was very trending in India
Ah,
as
yeah.
well. So we had TikTok. But as you said, a song was 7 years old and now it's still in trend and it's using like it's very great
Actually, it
thing.
became a trend like 1 year ago. Like it
Just a year ago it has.
yeah, just a
boomed.
year ago. I don't know why. It just like exploded like a year ago.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
anything else you would like to? We'll come to ending the show now. So
About-
anything else would you like to say or something like that for the country? Like how was
About
your
here?
feeling? Yeah, about here, definitely.
I mean, I'm just a huge fan of Indian culture. Like as I said, I've already been there like a few years ago, and I just wanted to come back because it's just so different than anywhere in the world. Like I think Indian is just a unique country, you know. It's like this really special thing where people have like their pretty unique culture. Like that's just, I feel like it's crazy there. It's one of the kind, you know.
Okay.
So I just love India. Yeah.
Nice talking to you. Even I didn't knew that much about France, but I know about the culture, the authentic culture which you are from, and that's really great to know that you're from the culture as well.
Yeah.
And really nice talking to you, man.
It was really nice.
Thank
yeah.
you so much for your precious time which you gave me.
Thank you.
And really thanks to you. And as we say in India, there's a saying we call at the end whenever we like leave someone, whenever he's going, there's Jai Mata Di. Just say Jai Mata Di in the camera.
Jai Mata Di.
Yeah. So that's what we say. Let's come have
Great.
tea and we'll finish.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, you are from France?
अरे यार भाई